Partners in Policy class of 2011. My audience today is the New York State Board of Nursing and the American Diabetes Association, with the hopes of aligning the needs of students with type 1 diabetes and the regulations embedded within the New York State Nurse Practice Act. Good afternoon. My name is Lynda Kimball. I am a parent of a child with autism and type 1 diabetes. The topic I would like to address today is the New York State Nurse Practice Act and how it can adversely affect students with type 1 diabetes. Typically, a student with type 1 diabetes has an individual health plan that is developed by the physician, school nurse, and the parents. However, these IHPs cannot cover every scenario. Managing type 1 diabetes is a 24-hour-a-day job that computes to 8,760 hours a year. Of those, 1,350 are spent at school. The Nurse Practice Act restricts parents from giving medical orders to a school nurse, which in many instances is appropriate. However, type 1 diabetes requires judgment and common sense. Restricting parents' advice when unusual circumstances occur and the physician is not available can put students in a life-threatening situation quickly. When a student has good support system at home and the physician feels confident in their ability to manage the patient's diabetes, that support should be available during school hours as well. The Nurse Practice Act was designed to protect the public and hold nurses accountable. I understand that licensed professionals have to protect their license, but when an IHP lacks room for judgment, common sense, and respect for the individual's medical need in the moment, then following an IHP to a T becomes a tool to protect the nurse, not the student. When a school district doesn't have a full-time RN, a non-medical staff member can be designated to provide medical care as prescribed by a physician. Non-medical staff receives little training and has no first-hand experience. However, the parent or caregivers with the most experience can't make a judgment call during school hours. This puts the student in a difficult and unhealthy situation because they need the same continuity of care 24 hours a day. Unlike many other diseases where a missing dose of medication can simply be taken late or wait until the next scheduled dose, a type 1 diabetic cannot live without insulin. Every dose of insulin is based on the result of the previous dose and other events. An IHP cannot be viewed like an owner's manual for a product that has only one way to repair a broken part. If type 1 diabetes were that simple, the IHP would be the cure. The discrepancy in the continuity of care from home to school can be cured by providing more training about treatment plans for students with type 1 diabetes in the school setting, including the ever-changing technology with insulin pumps and continuous glucose monitors. With better training, I believe school nurses would feel more confident in caring for these students using their educated judgment and common sense, which should include using the best resource available, the parents. Parents and caregivers spend countless hours teaching their children how to be healthy and medically safe in all environments. It cannot stop during school hours. When it does, life skill is lost and lifelong health complications begin. The Nurse Practice Act is intended to protect the public. The public cannot be protected if their disease is treated generically across